Hello students, this is Miss Dalton, and today's video is on finding the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts for rational functions. Okay, let's start with finding the x-intercepts for a rational function. And so let's look at this example and let's figure out what this is going to look like. So if you have f of x equals x plus 1 over x minus 2 times x minus 3, and this is after it has been simplified, so if there was anything that could cancel, I've already canceled it. This is in its most simplified form. And so what I want you to think about is when you are finding an x-intercept, right? That means that your y value is 0 because all x-intercepts have y values of 0. Well, the y value, remember f of x is the same thing as y. So if I'm looking at this as my y, then I would want to find when is this function going to have a y value of 0. So look at it this way. Well, when can you have a fraction equal to 0? The only way that you could have a fraction equal to 0 is if the numerator is 0. I don't care what your denominator is. Your denominator could be any number. But anytime you have 0 divided by any number, you're going to get a value of 0. So in order to find the x-intercepts, you're going to have to set your numerator equal to 0. And that's how you're going to find your x-intercepts. So let's go ahead and write down these steps. Okay, so here are your steps for finding the x-intercepts. You are going to factor the numerator and the denominator completely, and you're going to cancel any common factors. That's going to get you to your simplified rational. Once you have your simplified rational, you're going to set the factors in your numerator equal to 0 and solve for x. Okay, so let's look at a couple of examples. We've got this first example, f of x equals x plus 4 over x minus 3. Now remember that these are groups, so x plus 4 is a group and x minus 3 is a group. So there's nothing here that we can cancel, so this is our simplified rational. So to find our x-intercept, we're going to take our numerator, x plus 4, and we're going to set it equal to 0, and we're going to solve it. So we're going to subtract 4. X will be equal to negative 4. So when you write your x-intercepts, you want to make sure that you write it as an ordered pair. Negative 4, 0. Because remember, if you have an x-intercept, that y value is going to be 0 always. Okay, let's look at this next example. 1 over x plus 5. X plus 5 is a group, and so this is simplified. There's no more simplifying that you have to do. Now, if I take my numerator, 1, and I set it equal to 0, there's no way that 1 is equal to 0. So this one has no x-intercepts. There's none, because I cannot solve that. That's undefined. Now let's go to the next one. X squared minus x minus 6 over x squared minus x minus 12. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is factor this. I know I need to factor it because it is a quadratic. So the numerator, you can go through your factoring steps, but after you do your AC chart, so negative 6, and it has to add up to negative 1, so that would be negative 3 and 2. So you're going to have the factors x minus 3 times x plus 2 over the denominator. So 1 times negative 12 is negative 12, and it needs to multiply to give me negative 12, but add to give me negative 1. So that's going to be negative 4 and 3. So this would be x minus 4 and x plus 3. So do any canceling that you need to cancel, but there's nothing that will cancel. So I need to set both of my numerators equal to 0. So you'd want to take x minus 3 and set it equal to 0, but you'd also want to take x plus 2 and set it equal to 0. So you're going to have two x-intercepts. You're going to have one at positive 3, 0, because here I'd have to add 3, right? So that would give you x equals 3. And here I would subtract 2. So x would be equal to negative 2. So my other x-intercept is at negative 2, 0. So if you have two factors in the numerator after you've simplified, you need to make sure you set both of them equal to 0. Okay, let's move on to the y-intercept. So something I want you to keep in mind is that when you're trying to find the y-intercept, a y-intercept has an x value of 0. The x is 0. So if I have this function here, let's say I have x plus 2 over x plus 3, okay? Then that's my most simplified function. Since my x is 0 in the y-intercept, then what you're going to do is you're going to plug in 0 for x. So everywhere you see an x, you're going to plug in a 0. So this is going to look like this. F of x equals 0 plus 2 over 0 plus 3. And I guess what I should do is I should show you that we are plugging in 0 here. And so that's going to give you a y value of 2 over 3. So your y-intercept is 0, 2/3. Okay, so let's write down those steps on what you need to do to find the y-intercept. All right, so to find the y-intercept of a rational function, you will still factor completely, and you will cancel any common factors, just like we did for the x-intercept. So this is all going to come after you have got your simplified rational. So you don't want to plug it in at the beginning, you want to plug it in after you've simplified. And then you're going to plug in 0 for every remaining x in the simplified form, and then simplify further. So let's go ahead and figure out what our y-intercepts. This should say determine your y-intercept, not your x-intercept. So let's make sure that we have it factored. This first one, we have f of x equals x plus 2 over x squared minus 4. Now the x plus 2 does not need to factor. It is factored. So x plus 2 is going to be in the numerator, okay? But the denominator, this is a difference of squares. It's going to factor to be x minus 2 times x plus 2. So we do have something that we can cancel. We can cancel the x plus 2's. So this in simplified form is going to be 1 over. Remember, if everything cancels in the numerator, you have to put a 1. 1 over x minus 2. Now to find your y-intercept, you want to plug in a 0 everywhere you see x, okay? So that would be 1 over 0 minus 2, which would be 1 over negative 2, which is a negative 1/2. So our y-intercept would be 0, negative 1/2. All right, let's look at this next one. To factor everything, factor your numerator. Your numerator has a GCF of x, so x plus 3 is what you have after you divide out the x, and then the denominator is x plus 3. Cancel the x plus 3's, so our simplified rational is just f of x equals x. We're going to plug in a 0 everywhere we see the x, so it's going to go in right there, which is going to give us a y-intercept of 0. Okay, so our y-intercept is 0, 0. Because after I plug in a 0 for x, you're going to see that that y value is also 0. All right, let's look at this next one. So I do have a GCF that I can divide out of that top, the numerator. I can divide out an x. I'll have 6x squared minus 13x plus 6 left over, all over, and this has a GCF of x times 3x minus 2. Okay, the numerator can factor even more. This factors to be x times 3x minus 2 times 2x minus 3 all over x times 3x minus 2. Okay, So the x's cancel, and so does the 3x minus 2. So I only have left over the 2x minus 3. Okay, so let me get some more room here. So my simplified fraction is going to be f of x equals 2x minus 3. Well, I need to plug in 0 where I see an x. So when I plug in 0, this is going to be 2 times 0 minus 3, which is negative 3. So my y-intercept is going to be 0, comma, negative 3. Okay, so let's take everything that we've learned and go ahead and apply it to this function. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and simplify this function. So the numerator has an x squared that we can divide out, and that would be x plus 1 left over. And then the denominator is x plus 1, that's factored. Okay, now before we cancel anything, let's go ahead and write what our domain is. Remember, our domain can be found by taking the denominator and setting it not equal to 0. So what does the x value have to be for that denominator to be 0? And we do not want it to be that. So we're going to say x cannot equal negative 1. So that's our domain. X cannot equal negative 1. Then we're going to cancel. So now we're going to cancel any common factors, which the x plus 1 cancels. So our simplified function is f of x equals x squared. Okay, so now we're going to find out what our vertical asymptote is. So vertical asymptote comes from whatever is left in the denominator. Well, there's nothing left in the denominator, and so this will be no vertical asymptote. Now, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the whole. The whole comes from what was canceled. Okay, so the whole comes from what was canceled. Well, the x plus 1 was canceled, and so that means that I have a whole at the x value of negative 1. Now we're going to find the y value by plugging in negative 1 to the simplified function. So if I take negative 1 and I plug it in here for x, that's going to give me positive 1. So when x is negative 1, the y value is 1. So my whole is at negative 1, 1. Now let's go to our horizontal asymptotes. The horizontal asymptote is that acronym, the Bobio-Botno eats DC. So go back to the original function, and in the numerator we have a degree of 3. In our denominator we have a degree of 1. So this is bigger on top, which is Botno. So that means we have no horizontal asymptotes. Now let's find our x-intercept. Your x-intercept comes from setting the numerator equal to 0. Whoops, didn't mean to mark that out. Let's undo that. Let's get another color here. Let's go with maybe an orangish color. So x-intercepts kind of looks like the yellow, but that's okay. The x-intercepts come from setting the numerator equal to 0. Now, our numerator is x squared, right? So if I take that and set it equal to 0, then that means my x value is going to be 0, because I'm going to take the square root, and the square root of 0 is just 0. So my x-intercept is going to be at 0, 0. Now, your y-intercept, so let's get another color for y. Okay, so for the y-intercept, you're going to plug in 0. So if I have f of x equals x squared, when I plug in a 0, that's going to give me 0 as well. So your y-intercept should be the same thing, 0, 0. So let's go ahead and graph this. Now, we're going to have a hole at negative 1, 1. So that's going to be right here. And we have an x-intercept and a y-intercept at 0, 0. Now, if we were to just graph that function, y equals x squared, that would be a quadratic, right? And so let's kind of remember what this quadratic looks like. It's going to have a point here. It's also going to have a point at 2, 4, and one at negative 2, 4. Okay? So the only difference is that when we graph it, when we connect these dots, we're going to connect it up to the hole, but then we're going to skip it and then just keep drawing it. And so that's what the function would actually look like graphed. Okay? All right, so we're going to practice this in class and make sure that you've got it for your test coming up.